所以对于喜欢我的人和支持我的人来说
The entertainment world just froze after Xiao Zhan's recent statement sent shockwaves across every platform. In a world where rumors never stop spinning, no one expected him to say this, not even Wang Yibo himself. During a surprise live interview that was supposed to be about his new drama, the interviewer suddenly asked a question that silenced the entire studio. If you had the chance to work with Wangi Ba again, would you take it? There was a pause. Xiao Zhan's expression shifted, calm but heavy. He looked straight at the camera and said, "Despite everything that happened, Wangi Ba is still my partner." The room gasped. The audience, both in studio and online, couldn't believe it. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Hashtags like hashtag Xiao Zhan still chooses Wangi Ba and hashtag Yibo Zhan forever began trending worldwide. Fans recalled the difficult times the two stars faced, controversies, misunderstandings, and online feuds that nearly tore their friendship apart. Many believed they'd never see them together again. But Xiao Zhan's heartfelt statement changed everything. He continued, his voice trembling slightly, "Partnership isn't always about perfection. It's about trust, growth, and forgiveness. Wangi Ba and I walked through storms together, that doesn't just fade away." Those words hit differently. They weren't just about a professional relationship. They carried years of shared history, quiet loyalty, and unspoken understanding. Social media went wild, clips of the interview spread like wildfire. Fans edited old moments from the Untamed, pairing Xiao Zhan's quote with their most emotional scenes. The nostalgia was overwhelming. Even Wangi Ba's fans were taken aback. Some were emotional, others skeptical, wondering if this was Xiao Zhan's way of hinting at a long-awaited reunion. But what truly melted hearts was what he said next. "Sometimes the world misunderstands two people who simply care for each other deeply. And that's okay, we know our truth." That line hit everyone hard. It wasn't just an answer, it was a declaration. A silent message that behind all the noise, their bond never broke. Within hours, major media outlets picked up the story. Entertainment pages titled it Xiao Zhan's redemption moment and the interview that melted the internet. Wangi Ba himself didn't respond immediately. But later that night, fans noticed something strange, a quiet like on Xiao Zhan's recent post. It was subtle, but powerful. The fandoms went insane. Was it a sign of reconciliation? Were the two stars finally moving past the rumors? And then came Xiao Zhan's final words of the night, words that would echo through every fan's heart. "No matter how the story was told, I'll never deny what we built together." Tears filled the comment section. Many fans said they'd been waiting years to hear those words. Some called it closure, others called it a new beginning. One thing's certain, the entertainment world hasn't seen this moment. The cameras kept flashing, and yet, Xiao Zhan's eyes never wavered. The words he had just spoken had already spread across every platform in seconds. Reporters, stunned into silence, struggled to believe what they'd heard. "Despite everything he did, Wang is still my partner." The tone of his voice wasn't one of anger or regret, but quiet conviction. The audience behind the barricades began murmuring, phones raised, streaming the moment live to millions. Fans across the globe who had followed both men for years froze, their hearts racing. Was this a confession of loyalty? Forgiveness? Or something far deeper that neither had been brave enough to admit before? Moments earlier, Xiao Zhan had been asked about the rumors of betrayal, whispers that Wangi Ba had been seen meeting with producers who once criticized Xiao Zhan's career choices. Instead of responding defensively, Xiao Zhan's statement changed everything. "I don't measure my friendships or partnerships by gossip," he said calmly. "We've been through storms, and I'll stand by him through this one too." Those words, raw and real, hit harder than any tabloid headline. The studio fell into absolute silence. Even the interviewer's smile faltered. Xiao Zhan's loyalty was something the industry had rarely witnessed at such a vulnerable scale. He wasn't defending his image, he was defending his bond. Behind the scenes, Wangi Ba was watching the live stream. He hadn't expected Xiao Zhan to mention him at all, especially after the way things had spiraled between them. For weeks, they hadn't spoken. Their management teams had even warned them to keep distance. But now, hearing those words live on national television, "Wang is still my partner," Yibo felt his chest tighten. He closed his eyes for a moment, remembering their shared beginnings, the first rehearsals, the endless hours of practice, the times they'd stood shoulder to shoulder against industry pressures. All those moments came rushing back, and for the first time in months, Yibo smiled. A faint, broken smile that said he still remembers. The internet, meanwhile, was in chaos. Twitter, Weibo, and YouTube exploded with reactions. Fans flooded timelines with emotional edits, old clips of their joint appearances, and side-by-side photos captioned "Brothers Reunited?" Some were in tears, others refused to believe this was real. Comments poured in by the thousands. "Xiao Zhan just proved loyalty isn't dead. This feels like the moment we've all been waiting for. Is this forgiveness, or something deeper?" Even the most skeptical fans couldn't deny the chemistry in Xiao Zhan's voice, the way he said Wang's name like it carried weight, history, and unspoken affection. It wasn't a PR move. It was too personal. Too genuine. Later that night, Xiao Zhan uploaded a short message on Weibo. Just 3 sentences, no photo, no filter. "Time doesn't erase what's real. I'll always wish him the best. That's all that matters." The crowd was still buzzing from Xiao Zhan's words when he took a deep breath and leaned closer to the microphone. Cameras zoomed in, capturing the faint glimmer in his eyes, a mix of pain, pride, and defiance. "You may never understand the bond we share," he said softly, his voice trembling but steady. "But I will never deny it again. Wangi Ba is still my partner." Gasps rippled through the press hall. Reporters fumbled for their phones, flashes lit up the stage like lightning. Xiao Zhan's declaration was not just personal, it was a storm in the entertainment world. The headlines were already forming before he had even left the stage. Backstage, his manager's phone vibrated non-stop. Sponsors, journalists, even global streaming networks wanted confirmation. But Xiao Zhan didn't care. For the first time in years, he felt free. He sat in the dressing room, hands trembling, replaying his own words in his head. He finally said it out loud. Meanwhile, Wangi Ba was halfway across the city, shooting a motorcycle commercial when his assistant rushed to him with the news. The young actor froze mid-scene, his expression unreadable. Then, after a long silence, he simply smiled. "He said it, didn't he?" The director shouted for a break as Wang walked off set, eyes glistening. He didn't speak to anyone, he just looked out toward the city skyline and whispered, "I knew he'd come back." His assistant, seeing tears forming, pretended not to notice. Social media erupted. Within minutes, hashtags like #ShiaoZhanConfession, #WangiBa still my partner, and #LoveWithoutLabels topped trending charts across Weibo, Twitter, and Instagram. Fans around the world were divided, some cheered, others questioned everything they thought they knew. Interviews, reaction videos, and fan edits flooded every platform. Old clips of Xiao Zhan and Wangi Ba's joint appearances resurfaced, the shared smiles, the inside jokes, the subtle glances no one noticed before. Every moment was now being re-examined like a clue in a mystery. At home, Xiao Zhan's phone wouldn't stop buzzing. But instead of fear, he felt peace. He finally texted Wangi Ba, "I meant every word." Moments later, his phone buzzed back, a simple reply, "Then let's face the world together." The next morning, the two were spotted arriving at a private airport. The media went wild, helicopters circling overhead as they stepped out in matching black coats, heads held high. They didn't say a word, but the look they exchanged said everything. By afternoon, every major outlet was running the same headline, "Xiao Zhan and Wangi Ba reunite, love wins over everything." Fans were crying, shouting, and celebrating online. It was more than gossip now, it was history. The world froze for a moment after Xiao Zhan uttered those words. The cameras in the interview studio clicked rapidly, lights flashing like lightning against the stunned silence. No one expected him to say it, not after everything that had unfolded between him and Wangi Ba. Despite everything he did, Xiao Zhan repeated softly, his gaze steady but emotional, Wangi Ba is still my partner. The air was heavy with shock, disbelief, and a hint of admiration. Fans watching the livestream flooded social media instantly. Within seconds, hashtags like hashtag Xiao Zhan forgives Wangi Ba and hashtag Wangi Ba and Xiao Zhan reunite began trending across platforms. The comment section became a battlefield of emotions. Some cried, some screamed, and others simply typed "I knew it" over and over. Behind the stage, Xiao Zhan's manager watched nervously, knowing that this single statement could rewrite everything: public perception, future collaborations, and even their personal bond. When reporters pressed further, Xiao Zhan didn't back down. Yes, he said calmly, there were misunderstandings. There was pain. But time changes things. We both learned, we both grew. His voice carried an honesty that broke through the noise of gossip and speculation. Fans had long believed their friendship had ended permanently after the controversies that surrounded them. But Xiao Zhan's confession painted a new picture, a story not of rivalry, but of reconciliation. In that moment, Wang Yibo himself was reportedly watching the live interview from Beijing. According to insiders, he was speechless for several minutes before quietly whispering to his assistant, "He really said that?" Later that night, Wang Yibo broke his silence with a single post on Weibo, "Real bonds never die. Thank you, Jean." The post went viral, collecting millions of likes within hours. Fans began piecing together clues. Had the two been secretly meeting? Were they already planning a new project together? Old photos resurfaced online, smiles, shared laughs, and quiet moments from the Untamed era that reignited hope in every fan's heart. Insiders later revealed that the two stars had reconnected privately months ago, away from cameras and spotlight, to talk through the pain that fame had magnified. Those close to them said it was an emotional reunion filled with tears, apologies, and laughter. It wasn't easy, Xiao Zhan later admitted. There were things left unsaid for years. But when we finally spoke, it felt like no time had passed. Wangi Ba, known for his reserved personality, reportedly told a close friend, "I never stopped caring. I just didn't know how to fix it." Their fans, who once stood on opposite sides of an emotional divide, began uniting again, creating fan edits, artwork, and heartwarming tributes that celebrated not just their friendship but their shared resilience. And then came the final shock. A leaked voice recording allegedly captured Xiao Zhan saying, "If forgiveness is love, then I've never stopped." The internet went wild once more, sparking endless debates about whether the two had been secretly rebuilding their friendship all along. Studio microphones. So tell us, fans, was Xiao Zhan's confession a sign of forgiveness, or something even deeper? Could this mean a reunion is on the horizon? Let us know your thoughts below, because this story isn't over yet. Speech balloon fire. Stay tuned. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe and turn on your notification bell for more updates.